Hello, what's up, guys? Yeah, welcome back to the whole I'm gonna fix my brain or how to fix my brain, whatever series. This is week 2. Now, in the previous week, I have not learned my thing. It should have been something like, and I, of course, got my sleeping cat, which is not actually sleeping, it's a sleepy cat. I just got it today. See, it has its eyes open. Yeah, so Jon Hamm, our quote for last week was from Jon Hamm, and he said that you should not be afraid to fail. It's not the end of the world. In many ways, it's the way you. It's the first step toward learning something new and getting better at it. Yeah, I did not learn that one. I know why. It's because I didn't actually try and learn it. I thought that just repeating it a few times is gonna be good enough, and it didn't. So what does that mean is that we need to put in some work there. Now, on that note, I have a very interesting quote for us today. It's a bit bigger, but it's interesting because it's about putting in the work, and it's from Kevin Hart. I think Kevin Hart is another artist, but we're gonna see who that is on the next episode, on Wednesday. But his quote is something like this: everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to do the work. See the work thing that I was talking about? Yeah. So everyone wants to be famous, but nobody wants to do the work. I live by that. You grind hard so you can play hard. At the end of the day, you put all the work in and eventually it'll pay off. It could be in a year, it could be in 30 years. Eventually your hard work will pay off. From Kevin Hart. I'm not 100% sure, or I don't 100% agree with this. Yeah, putting in the work is very good, but grinding is not that good, and I feel like there's something more to just grinding. You need a certain attitude to go to pass some levels, But this is just my point of view. And this series is not exactly about that, although this is interesting to actually comment on the quotes. So maybe I'm gonna do that next sessions. Okay, so let's see the quote again. This is a bit bigger, so I'm gonna have to put in a little more work. Either way, I had to put in more work because I didn't manage to learn the other one last week. So everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to do the work. Clear, right? Everybody wants to be famous, nobody wants to do the work. I live by that. You grind hard so you can play hard. Now, grinding hard and playing hard, this is interesting because I like to do that, but this is also debatable very hard, very, very much. So why do I say that? You see, people are very easy to please when you know what they want. And this applies to yourself as well. You are easy to please if you know what you want. So you don't need expensive stuff, hard stuff to play hard, right? It's not about that. You can be very happy with playing easy, with having something fun and not expensive. And this is okay. But let's get back. So I live by that, yeah? You grind hard so you can play hard. At the end of the day, you put all the work in and eventually it will pay off. Now this I agree with. Yes, usually, even if you're trying to do something, like I'm working on this project, right? And in the end of the day, I finished the project itself did not pay itself, or it did not have I'm talking here about projects that you build, and that in the end, they help you with something. They either make some money for you, or they have to do something in your house, or whatever, and you end up you finish that project, you finish that product, you finish that tool that you wanted in a house, but it's not actually that useful, or it doesn't actually make that much money, and in the end of the day you're like, oh my god, I spent 2 weeks on this and this is not actually doing anything. I lost time. No. Why? Because all the effort that you put into it, it will be useful for your next projects. So if now you did something in 2 weeks, next time if you do something similar or something adjacent to that, or something that requires part of your knowledge, part of that knowledge, you will do it in 1.5 weeks, or in less time than it would have taken you if you have not done the previous project. And this is where the paying off comes. And it's very nice, because the paying off comes in different ways, not directly and not instant, but eventually it will pay off. And it could be in a year, it could be in 30 years. Eventually your hard work will pay off. Okay? Let's get back to it one more time. Okay? So everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to do the work. I live by that. You grind hard so you can play hard. At the end of the day, you put all the work in, and eventually it will pay off. It could be in a year, it could be in a year. It could be in a year, it could be in 30 years. Eventually, your hard work will pay off. And I agree with that one. One more time to stick it in your heads, and maybe in mine as well. Who knows? Kevin Hart, right? I knew the guy. I think I know the guy. Everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to do the work. I live by that. You grind hard so you can play hard. At the end of the day, you put all the work in, and eventually it will pay off. It could be in a year, it could be in 30 years. Eventually your hard work will pay off. Yeah, that was it. That's it. Hopefully next time we see each other, or at least you see me and I'm going to talk to you guys, I'm going to remember that. And I'm going to put in the work for that. Cool. Thank you very much.